going to Ryazan to see a Russian music band that is called 4 Aprils, which is a very weird name. So I've been sitting in my room watching some reels, and I saw those stupid reels where people, well, they're not stupid, they're just super sad and devastating when they're telling that their relatives died and like they were not on time to see them, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my god, why? And then I started to listen to a quite sad song that reminded me of my home, and I was like, okay, I'm buying plane tickets to go home. So here I am, late fall. So that's the main street of my hometown. It's like an alley with the trees. From here, from there, so it's like the central street with the houses, and there is the stadium. Maybe we'll go there later. And here is just like the rest of the street. It's the library. Looks super sad. For the last 2 years, while I haven't been in here, the city got renovated a lot because, well, if you ever dreamed of visiting Soviet Union, you could have just come here and everything was the same until like 2 years ago, when, I don't know, maybe our city won some projects or something like that, some budget, and finally the central square got renovated and the park, and it looks super cool right now. I will show maybe how it used to look when I lived here. It was terrible. Now it looks quite nice. So it's like the main cultural center. All the events, like city events, happens there. So basically, my hometown was a typical post-war, World War II Soviet town that was built because there were different mines around the city. It was like a miners' town. They don't function anymore, but they look like mountains, so I personally call them like local mountains, but it's actually quite dangerous to go around and to walk on them because you can just fall down. In Soviet times, obviously, it looked like the perfect place to live. My grandmother always recalls how beautiful it was, and we can actually imagine it because many things are still here, but we can just imagine a little bit more the way they were when they were just built. And even though the city is like super small, it's like tiny. I mean, like now around like 7,000 people live here, so it's not a lot. There are plenty of monuments. We've came to this perfect place. Well, I call it perfect now because it's super cute. You can see it here. This is the old movie theater. I really love how this building looks, but you see that it was abandoned, unfortunately. And the funny fact about this place is that even when it worked, I mean, like maybe 10 years ago, it surely did, all the posters, like affiches, were painted, like drawn by a real person, and they were not printed. And I think they never actually showed like super up-to-date movies, maybe some old ones, but going there is like nostalgic. Funny thing, when I lived in Russia, I always did some photography, and at that time I was trying to find better angles, better locations to get better pictures. And better pictures for me at the time was something that didn't look like Russia. I don't live here anymore. Every time I come, I want to show like the real Russia, maybe to my foreign friends and even to myself, because even though, like, you know, Eastern European vibes are didn't come from good life, you know, it unfortunately came from poverty and maybe some economic crisis, etc. Well, you still visit when you grew up in such an environment and such surroundings. So to me, it's like nostalgia for my school years. This was my typical way to school. That took me around 5 minutes, and I'll show you my school. And it looks so beautiful now, and it looked so bad when I studied there, which is unfortunate. So here it is, my classmate and I now call this place Hogwarts because it looks so much better than it used to be. Oh my god, they even have some recycling bins. I mean, like, what? Montenegro needs this so badly. Yeah, so it looks so nice. Oh my god. So that's the stadium, and I have an excellent joke about this place, is that it's quite shameful to actually do sports here, because well, at least used to be more common to drink some alcohol here. Yeah, but I actually did some sports here when I started running, etc. Well, at least they built this sports ground. That looks nice. I'm back home. Look at those beautiful buns. And what I missed in Russia. First, prices, but it's another story. Yogurts, they are super, super tasty. This is the best chocolate with tuk or tak, whatever it's called. It's very good. But the best thing ever, the best thing ever are chocolate cheesecakes. When I open it, I will show you. Just try it if you have a chance. Another one with a discount. Unboxing. I actually don't remember if I ever mentioned, but I started a new job. I work for the SpongeBob game, like 2 games actually, Krusty Cook-Off and SpongeBob Legend. So if you play any mobile games, download them. And symbolically, I found my childhood toy of the SpongeBob, this SpongeBob. So we're working here today. Foggy morning. I hope that the weather today would be better, but it is what it is. We're going to Tula. It's actually like the region, Tula region. It's where my hometown is, and Tula, it's like the biggest city in the region. It's actually like 1 hour away from my hometown. My granny is going to work, and I am going to go to see some secondhand shops and probably vintage shops because my friend recommended them to me. So we'll see what we can find, because I want to find a vintage white dress, like a wedding dress, because I don't know if I'm actually going to any Halloween party in Montenegro when I'm back, but I want to have this look from my favorite album. I'll show you somewhere here. So hopefully I can find this dress and it will be amazing. I am finally in Tula. You see that it looks already very differently from my hometown. It's like the center square, and I am here near the second-hand shop. If you watch the HBO TV series about Chernobyl, there was this scientist Legasov, and he comes from Tula, and he lived in this building. Trying to find the second-hand shop, which is a bit unusual. Yeah, but I came to the first address and it's wrong, so I'm now going to another location. Hopefully it's there. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. Yeah, and I bought a t-shirt because the pants were not good for my size, didn't fit well. So yeah, I'm still looking for some jeans, pair of jeans, and that vintage white dress, which I don't think I'll find, but we'll see. Found out that it actually was the wrong address, so the shop must be there. And also I've been passing by our local Tula coffee shop, which was founded here, at least. Now I think it's not only in Tula region but in some neighboring regions as well. So, and I love this coffee shop because one of their coffee shops, the design is inspired by our local writer, and I bet that you know who he is. His name was Leo Tolstoy. And if you heard about the novel War and Peace, well, it's his novel, and he came from Tula region. And near Tula there is this village called Yasnaya Polyana, and it's a place, it's like his big, I can say mansion, but I think it's smaller than a mansion. So wow, looks cool. Now I need to find this place. Тут кто-то живет? Wow, it's like a very creative space. Both second-hand things and handmade things, and the girls who work here are super welcoming. Even some violin music. It's a local pet, and they have it here, and it's so cute. And oh my god, it's moving. Oh, okay. such a pleasant shock from this secondhand shop. It's like the whole experience when you go there. When I bought some clothes, she offered me to choose a postcard that they generate with the help of AI and with the help of their followers, and then a toy from Kinder. And I mean, it's amazing, like they are helping you, like, and the fitting room is just wow, the definition of the word creativity. So I don't know if any of you is going to visit Russia soon, maybe not, but if you know somebody from here, recommend them to go to this place. I will leave the address in the description. Yep, and the weather got much better, so it's very pleasant to walk around. This rubric, what I miss from my country, and one of the first places, most obviously, is of course food. And now I'm cooking a very typical dish from the Russian cuisine, or like I think it's common for all the post-Soviet countries. Those are dumplings, and the one, like another thing that is also very tasty, those are vareniki. And I think vareniki, it's a Ukrainian cuisine, not Russian, but I love it so much. It can be with different fillings. Like vareniki, I think it's the same as dumplings, but the fillings, they can be different. For example, my favorite ones are vareniki with potato, but it can be with cotton cheese, it can be with cherry, it can be with anything, but my favorite is of course with potato. And I love dumplings a lot too. Surprisingly, in Montenegro, in the Russian supermarket, it's called Mix Market. It's actually a German chains of supermarkets, but it sells like products that were that were famous during Soviet Union and that people usually eat in Russia and post-Soviet countries. Oh, it's really hard to explain. Yeah, and they sell the best vareniki ever. I mean, they are the most delicious. I will put the picture somewhere here, so if you see them, please buy. If you love potato, you must buy those vareniki. Believe me. So this is how it looks, and I eat it with mayonnaise, but I think that more people love it with the sour cream, but I hate sour cream in like salty dishes. I don't know why. So well, I actually did make them. I just boiled them, but homemade dumplings are the best, and they are actually very easy to make. So maybe one day I will share the recipe from my family. This is also a Soviet fork, just a random thing. Welcome to the next day. I'm in Tula again, and I'm going to see a doctor. That's actually another thing that I actually miss from the countries, that you can go and see a doctor very fast, and that the medicine is free, but you can still go to a private clinic and see the doctor the same day or the next day. And it's super like unusual to me right now, because in Latvia, well, you need to go to a private clinic if you want to see the doctor faster, but you would need to go to Riga, for example, if I lived in Ventspils. And in Montenegro, I don't even want to discuss the health care system there, because it's awful. Yeah, now I need to find a way to go to the clinic. I'm wearing the new pants. They look perfect with the boots. Good news, my guts and kidneys are okay. So now I'm going to that coffee shop I told you about yesterday. And well, I actually haven't been in that location exactly. So we'll see what it looks like today, but I think it's always beautiful because they have good decor, interior, and obviously good coffee. And actually one type of coffee that was created like during, well, it's not like type of coffee, but type of coffee drink. It was created during Soviet times, and it now only exists in the post-Soviet countries, and it's called Raf. The speciality of this coffee drink is just the amount of milk is just too much milk in there, but many people love it here. So today I'll order some unusual Raf, and we'll show it to you. That's the Raf. It's called Turski pryanik. I will explain later. And those are sandwiches. Looks very nice. And this is my cousin. And this is me. This place used to be a liquor slash vodka factory, and now all of these buildings are for rent, and here are different cafes, shops, spaces, anything, and it usually looks super creative with the graffiti and some, you know, for example, pumpkins, which is awesome. And also, you remember I told you about Leo Tolstoy. Here's his graffiti as well. And one more fact about Tula is this flea, flea. Well, I was saying that this master showed the flea, and this real flea is actually in the museum, and this monument is inspired by this story. So it's fun, I think. I'm on my way to the next doctor, and before that I will take some sushi that are already done, cooked for us. I love eating sushi in Russia because they are cheap and they are super tasty, because both in Latvia and in Montenegro they are super overpriced, while in Montenegro I think all the seafood is super expensive, and it's super weird because there is the sea in Montenegro. So yeah, I'm gonna take those, and after that I'm gonna have finally my tooth done, hopefully painlessly. That's how the repaired Soviet houses look. Very nice. And this one is like the original, I think, but I love the way they look right now. I've got my sushi. Now I'm going to the dentist. It's very funny because I'm doing the sushi and it's super weird, and I won't be able to eat for the next 2 hours after I get my teeth done. The part of the city where I'm now is called Old Tula, and it's full of such super old houses that are actually in a very bad condition, but people still live there. Not sure if it's comfortable or not, probably not, but well, it's not like the best and like most beautiful part of Old Tula, but you can feel the vibe I think this one is so cute, so beautiful. Unfortunately, my tooth treatment would take more than 1 day, so I decided not to touch the tooth because I have my flight in 2 days, and if I'm in pain, my 8-hour connection would be a disaster. But instead, I made some teeth cleaning. Well, it wasn't for free already, but my lower teeth are clean now, as you can see. So finally going home. Tomorrow is my last day in Russia, and I'm actually quite sad about it because half of my stay I spent being sick, which sucked, but I'm trying to enjoy the last days. Tomorrow I won't go to Tula. I just want to walk all day around my town, and I want to go to the field, which was also one of my favorite places, you know, to stay surrounded by nature. On Thursday, oh, you'll see, I'll show you probably. Yeah, in the evening I'll have my flight, but I need to leave earlier because I need to go to Moscow first on the train. I will show you the trains are the best, and my trip will be over. Quite sad, but I'm also very excited to come back home because in November we will go to Montenegrin city for a week, and in December I will spend New Year at my friends in Serbia, and all of these things sound amazing. And with my new phone, of course, I will show everything to you. Hopefully you're interested. Otherwise, I will keep it just as my diary. At the stadium. Well, it's not the place actually where I was going. We will be going there. And here are some fields. But when I lived here, well, maybe you noticed from what I showed to you from my hometown that, well, maybe it's not the best place on earth in terms of urbanism, entertainment and all that. So one of my favorite places was the place where I'm taking you now, because those are just some fields, nature, and I've been going there for running a lot and just, you know, to escape from the town itself. I really hope that I won't fall because it's super dirty everywhere. What else I wanted to say, actually, most probably those people who grew up in such small towns will understand me that unless you have something like passion for something, like a hobby or something else, or for your work, it's amazing. This is how you can actually survive, because otherwise it's like super gloomy and depressive, especially when such awful events are happening in the world. And what saved me from this gloominess was actually art, like music, because I've been going to the music school, I've been listening to rock bands, I've been going to the concerts, and we have this big community on Twitter. And I think this is what actually made my days here very colorful and enjoyable, and this is what I still remember a lot. And of course people, yeah, like my classmates mostly, and also some friends that I used to have. People are very important, and passion for something like a hobby or anything is also super important. Yesterday I filmed like my music school, and it's actually one of my favorite places in the whole town, because I don't know, like you talk about my education in Russia, I think that's the best place where I studied. I studied choir and playing the piano and then playing the guitar, and then I self-learned to play the drums and the ukulele. Well, ukulele is not that difficult if you play the guitar, but anyway, so all of these things made my life as a teenager very interesting and amusing, and every time I come here I really try to come to this place where we're going right now, because it's just as my favorite musician told me, sometimes in order to realize how much or how far we've come, we need to come back to where we started. And every time coming back home, it's like a, you know, therapeutic process for me. And oh my god, I just love this view. Класс. Привет.
Погладь ее, погладь. Она сейчас Катя, Катя, Катя. Они все Кати, короче.
Все Катя.
Не забудь, уже подставить. Одни мы.
А что вы такое интересное собираете?
А это вот сейчас травка. Она вся сейчас замерзнет, уже минут 2 передаю.
Ага.
Они ее любят.
Ой,
Вот.
красота
И я щас
какая.
им вот уже нарвала целый пакетик, пока пошла с ними. Ну гуляли, считай, уже все, нет ничего. А вот что любят они, я им рву.
I will miss this place so much. I cannot imagine how you can live here and not go for a walk in places like this, because in my opinion, after seeing like different countries, different, I don't know, landscapes, this thing is still one of the most beautiful and nostalgic. During fall is just speechless, a bit depressive, but I love this vibe. I'm leaving tomorrow and I couldn't leave without eating this precious thing that is a big part of our street food in the country. It's called Shaurma. I took a classic one with chicken, nothing special, so let's finally try it. Sure, it's very good. It's my cat. I will miss him a lot, but I have allergy on cats, so I couldn't enjoy fully hugging him and stuff like that. So I'm putting this thing on my suitcase, because my suitcase is super basic, black, and many other people have the same bag. So in an hour, the taxi will take me to Tula, to the train station. Then I will go to Moscow, 2 hours by train, and there I will have actually much time, like 4 hours when I get to the airport just to, I don't know, to wait for something.
Ну, з Богом. З Богом.
Прошлое